What up, fam? Um, Laying here looking at YouTube, of course, and of course you notice our lovely former president Obama, um, and then Traore, Ibrahim Traore. He's a president of an African country, and he President Obama sent him a message, um, and he wasn't prepared to hear this message. It left him speechless, actually. And President Obama looked in the camera during this interview, and he told the president of this African nation to keep doing what you're doing. Lead your African nation, your people into victory. Show the rest of the world that Africa does not need to be saved. In fact, Africa can save this world 29,000 times over. That's how much resources they have. This young man, Abraham Traore, something like that. I'm just going to call him Abraham, President Abraham. He is leading this. He has had 18 attempts on his life, and he's only been a president in power for 18 years. This man understands the value of Africa. They understand that the Western, us, have been taking total advantage of it because they just didn't have the backing on farming their own land, mining their own mines. This is our Wakanda. There are minerals on there. And without these minerals, your iPhones won't be able to run. There's certain technology that they need from this part of Africa to stay successful. This is why the French wanted. But this man, President Ibrahim, he says, no, we finna do this ourselves. We don't need y'all. We got all this wealth and we don't even own it. No, we taking this back. We taking this back. They've already started taking back their land. In another part of, I think it's called Zimbabwe, something like that. It's a black lady leading in that country. And she is laying down the law. I have always said to a couple of my people, to my family, it's going to take a black woman to save this world. And that woman is putting down the motherfucking hatchet. She kicked 500, count 500 white Americans. I'm saying white Americans. She just said Americans. 500 Americans who allowed their visa to expire and decided to stay there illegally. She giving America the taste of its own medicine. And that's all I seen was white people. And she kicked all of them out. You gotta go immediately. And you ought to see in the airport. They all left. Because they were there illegally. Thinking that this is a third world nation. No, motherfucker, we the richest. We the richest nation. And so President Obama just didn't send a message to this president, Abraham. He looked in that camera and basically said, I'm paraphrasing, keep up the good fight. Don't stop. Africa don't need saving. But he was also talking to the rest of the nations in Africa on that beautiful, humongous continent. And I think they're starting to listen. You mark my words. The Chinese wants a piece of this land. America wants a piece of this land. The French wants a piece of this land because there are minerals in those mines that are priceless and you can't find them nowhere else on this earth except for that continent. All these years living as the poorest people in the world are sitting on gold, sitting on minerals I ain't never even heard of. I didn't know they put this stuff in the phones to run this shit without minerals from this certain continent that President Abram is on. Without these certain minerals, Tesla would not run. That's why they want it. That's why they want it. And I think President Obama sent a subtle warning. And he's speaking to all the nations. Gather your troops. They coming. Then you got this black general that Trump. Let me see if I can find this man. I couldn't find that general's name, but I'm pretty sure you guys seen the guy from America, this the black general that's basically working under Trump, who Trump is basically trying to get in Africa. He's, in fact, a particular part of Africa, which is Burkina, was it Burkina Faso, and they know the riches. Like I told you, it's like it's like Wakanda. They got shit on this in this nation, on that continent. I'm telling you, a gram of certain minerals could probably be about 30 million a gram. And Trump bitch ass and the other colonizers like Germany, they know this. So they've been exploiting these Africans, taking their money. As poor as they are, they have all this wealth and they can't even touch it. France is the dirtiest. We'll talk about them later. Understand that President Obama just didn't put him up on a pedestal. He talked about the entire people of this nation doing what they need to do to show the rest of the world that they don't need saving. Stay the hell off of our continent. And now the black general was in Congress telling them that President Abraham is some type of threat to his people. This is how they get it started. They try to make the leader of these nations look bad, right? Well, no, we're going in to protect these people, and then we're just going to take what we want to. We're going to set up shop. We're going to build our own American embassy there where we're not wanted, but since we good about taking people, other people's countries. But see, that hint, that warning to this president by President Obama, rallied together, band together nations of Africa, Kenya, Ghana, Ivory Coast, of course the Congo, which needs saving because they need to move them the fuck out. I believe, who's in the Congo? I believe, I'm not sure if it was Germany. I forgot, but people in the Congo are starving. And it's from, things are happening. It's not because of the people. What they're doing is throwing money in there so they can ignite many revolutions in there. Get these guerrilla people, go and give them guns and a little money. Fight against the local military. Take them over or bring them in. And so they have these people who are really not taking care of the country. They're from that country, but they're being paid to destroy it. They're being paid to take down the government that's trying to build it up. But as long as there's rebels there, they can't do it, which justify the U.S. and other countries to come in and claim we're saving you. And after they save you, they rule over you. And this is what Trump wants to do. He wants to get into that continent of Africa because they know without these minerals, without these certain precious gems, a lot of shit will go wrong with these phones, with our cars, with our televisions. They have shit like that. White people, stop telling people that Africans are savages. They just need the right backing. And once that shit start, oh, it's on the cracking.